this video, it's definitely recommended that you use headphones or at least listen on a decent set of stereo speakers. Now, both the peak and the summit instruments have some interesting stereo controls at the voice level. Here, we're listening to a preset which is just coming straight down the middle. But if I go to my voice menu, go to the spread control and turn this up, I can position each of the voices in the stereo field. Another great way of getting a little bit of stereo feel to your patches is using the stereo effects at the end of the signal chain. Again, we can go into our effects menu, go to the delay controls, and actually position each of the repeats in the stereo field as well. But another fascinating way to be able to use the Summit synthesizer is to make use of the additional outputs on the back. This way we can really explore some very deep stereo controls. For this, I'm going to go into a multi-mode, and on this multi-patch I have the same preset on part A and part B. I'm using the same sound on both parts, but I'm using two separate synth engines to create the sound. If I press A and B together, they go white, and this gives me common controls for both of those two engines. The next thing is I want to make sure that my part B is set to come out of the auxiliary output, as are part B's effects. Now I'm going to take the right hand jack and plug this into the auxiliary output. Now when I play, I'll have both sounds but coming from two separate synthesizers, giving me some interesting oscillator phase relationships in the stereo field. Now let's listen to this coming from a single engine. And go back. Now this is quite a subtle effect, but we can further increase this by starting to play around with both parts independently. So I'll add some negative LFO sweep to part A and some positive LFO sweep to part B. We'll go back to the common controls and take a quick listen. You can get really crazy with this. Let's add some oscillator 2 to part A. And maybe some oscillator 2 an octave lower to part B. Using this, you can get into some really interesting territories in the stereo field.